Okay, let's dive into this. Think about investing serious money in Snowflake, this top-tier cloud data platform. It feels a bit like buying a really high-performance sports car,
Yeah.
but maybe only knowing how to navigate the supermarket parking lot.
Ah, that's a good analogy. You've got all this incredible power under the hood.
Exactly. But without the right skills to actually drive it, you're not really getting anywhere fast, are you?
Nope. And that right there is the Snowflake skills gap we're looking at today.
So maybe first, just remind us why Snowflake is such a big deal.
Sure. Well, Snowflake's rise has been pretty meteoric. It's become really a go-to platform for handling just massive data sets, doing complex analysis. It integrates well with machine learning, supports really demanding workloads. It's built for the cloud.
Right, scalable, powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But here's the catch. This huge wave of adoption, it's kind of outpaced the supply of professionals who genuinely know how to leverage all that power. So companies are making these big investments, but often the full potential, it stays locked up because they just don't have the folks with the really specialized skills needed.
Yeah, and it's crucial to understand we're not just talking about basic SQL here. That's table stakes, really. Like knowing the alphabet.
Exactly. Foundational, but not enough.
We need people who can really, fine-tune Snowflake performance. That's key for managing those compute costs, which can balloon quickly in the cloud.
That's a huge one. And also developing data models that are genuinely scalable and cloud native. It's a different mindset than traditional on-prem databases.
How so? What's different about cloud-native modeling?
Well, you're designing specifically for the cloud architecture, taking advantage of things like separation of storage and compute, micro-partitions. It requires thinking differently to get the best performance and cost efficiency out of Snowflake. It's not just lifting and shifting old models.
Got it. And then you throw in things like Snowpark.
Yes. Snowpark. That lets developers use languages they already know, like Python or Java, directly within Snowflake. So if you want to build sophisticated machine learning models or complex data transformations inside the platform,
Which is a big selling point.
right, then you absolutely need those programming skills on your team. It opens up a lot of possibilities, but only if you have the expertise.
And what about getting data into Snowflake in the first place? Migrations.
Yeah, that's another big piece. Moving data, especially complex setups from older legacy systems into Snowflake, that can be a really intricate process. It demands specific knowledge, planning, careful execution.
Okay, so performance tuning, cloud-native modeling, Snowpark, migrations. Anything else?
Definitely data governance and security. That's always critical. Snowflake has powerful features, role-based access control, RBAC, dynamic data masking. But you need skilled professionals to actually implement and manage those features correctly to ensure data is secure, compliant, but still accessible to the right people for analysis.
So these skills, they're not just like nice-to-haves. They're pretty fundamental to getting real value, aren't they?
Absolutely fundamental. Without them, what happens? Projects stall out. Costs go up unexpectedly. Those ambitious advanced analytics or AI initiatives, they might just fizzle out.
Do you have an example maybe of where this gap really bites?
Sure. Think about a retail company. They want to launch, say, AI-driven personalization for their customers. Great idea, potentially huge impact. They're using Snowflake as their data foundation.
Right.
But if their internal team lacks the Snowpark skills to actually build, train, and integrate those personalization models within Snowflake, then they hit roadblocks. Deadlines get missed, costs overrun because maybe they have to hire expensive external help or the project just drags on. The whole initiative suffers and they miss out on that competitive edge.
Right. And this isn't just a company problem. It's a huge point for data professionals themselves, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Look, basic SQL gets your foot in the door. But if you want to really advance your career, land those high-impact, high-value Snowflake roles.
The ones with the better salaries.
Exactly. You need to master the advanced stuff, understanding things like clustering keys, optimizing queries, managing costs effectively. That's what sets you apart.
Okay, so the gap is clear. What can companies actually do about it? What are the solutions?
It's usually not just one thing. It needs kind of a multi-pronged strategy. First, partnering with talent acquisition firms that specialize in Snowflake can be really helpful. They know the market, they know where to find the right people.
Makes sense. What else?
Investing in your own people. Upskilling your existing internal data teams is, well, it's essential for the long term. Training, certifications, hands-on projects.
Build from within.
Precisely. And for more immediate needs or very specialized tasks, using experienced consultants can bridge those critical skill gaps and keep projects moving forward.
All right, and flipping that coin, what about advice for the data professionals listening? What should they focus on?
Focus on the high demand areas. Definitely advanced SQL. Get really good at Snowpark, probably with Python, maybe Java. Understand CI/CD practices, but specifically for data pipelines in a Snowflake context.
CI/CD for data.
Yeah, continuous integration and continuous delivery. Applying the software development best practices to data pipelines for more robust automated deployments. And master modern cloud-centric data modeling techniques.
How do they prove they have these skills?
Build things, create practical projects, maybe put them on GitHub, show, don't just tell. Pursue relevant Snowflake certifications, they do help you stand out. And crucially, learn to quantify the impact of your work. How did you save costs? How did you improve performance? Numbers talk.
Okay, so wrapping this up, it sounds like the skills gap, while challenging, is also a pretty big opportunity.
It absolutely is. For business leaders, it's a clear signal. You need a proactive talent strategy for the cloud era. You can't just buy the tech, you need to invest in the people.
And for the professionals.
For professionals, it's frankly a fantastic time to skill up. Become proficient in these areas, and you become incredibly valuable, a sought-after expert on a platform that's central to so many companies' data strategies.
So the final thought for everyone listening, whether you're leading a team or building your own career path in data, how can you proactively tackle this Snowflake skills gap? Or maybe, how can you leverage it to drive better outcomes, better projects, and really unlock the full promise of all that data?